Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Gulf After Hours. I'm your host, Mike Waxman. You're watching us live on the Texas Gulf Insider Network. Dave will be joining us here shortly, right after the break. Folks, we got a really good show for you tonight. Sponsor guest, no stranger to the show, is Adam Grosh, Director of Golf out at Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco. Listen, we're going to recap the U.S. Open. We're going to put this bad boy to rest. I will say, probably the best U.S. Open I have ever watched. And it's been very rare when you see a golf course bring some of the best in the world to their knees, man. It was great. Hey, listen, is Bryson DeChambeau good for the game? I'll tell you what, he knows how to have fun. And I don't know if he brought a little live action to the PGA on Sunday, but it was fun to watch him. Unfortunately, Rory he fell apart in the last three holes. And it was brutal to watch. It really was. But it is what it is. And, I was looking for Scotty Scheffler all week, and I didn't see him being posted anywhere on TV at all that week. So we'll talk about that, and we'll talk about it tonight, right after the break. Well, question of the day is, and I would really like to hear your feedback for anybody watching tonight. Is it ever okay to wish somebody would miss a putt? I'd like to know that. We'll discuss it with the panel when we bring them in. And listen, we're going to watch your feedback on it tonight. We'll take your comments and read them live so you know the old routine. Go grab yourself a cold one. It's Golf After Hours. We'll be right back after the break. Hi, everybody. Welcome back again to Golf After Hours. Mike Cratchman here, Dave Roberts, and special guest, no stranger to our program, Adam Gross, Director of Golf out at Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. What's going on, fellas?
Just another day in paradise. Yeah. You haven't got the liquid gold yet?
I'm sorry, Dave. I didn't hear you.
I was just asking if he got the liquid gold yet up there in Valor Creek, because
it's been a little sprinkle so far.
Oh. Yeah, it's been raining over here big time, man. We've had little flashes of blanking out.
And, really?
Yeah, especially on the website, in our internet, stuff like that. So we've had a little bit of that. Hey, Adam, you must be wore out, dude. I mean, I see all over Facebook going from California to Wyoming and wherever the hell you were, and you just got back, right?
Yeah, I got back last night. I think I drove more during that vacation than I've driven since I moved to Texas, for God's sake. We did a lot of driving. It was a good time. I've been up to the Redwoods, but it is special, man. It was really, really neat.
Well, you had some great photos, you and the family and stuff like that. Some of these gigantic trees that you guys were posting. I mean, it's amazing to see.
It is mind-blowing.
A lot of that stuff. And I seen some mountainside with a little bit of snow, and I was like, oh man, here it is. At that time when I seen it, it was like 100 degrees.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, that's when you want to go. In the midst of stuff.
It was great. Yeah, so I tell you, so like when we were in California, it was like 60 degrees every day, and then we get over to Wyoming, it's like 80. Well, in Jackson Hole, it was like 80 during the day, but you went up to the top mountain, there's still snow and all that stuff. And then we flew out of Billings, Montana yesterday, and it was 49 degrees when we left.
Awesome.
It was awesome.
Well, that's like Dave. Last week you were in Dakota, right? Or
I was at Minot, which was 30 miles from the Canadian border. The first night, and this is how Texas I am. I'm sitting out the front porch of my hooch that I'm there for the week, and I'm just going to play on my phone. You know how I do those goofy posts and stuff. And I said, I'll wait till the sun goes down. So finally the sun goes down. I'm like, damn, it's 10:30 at night.
Yeah, you better watch out because the sun's up at 4:30.
Yes, it was. At 5:30, it was like already, it wasn't the sunrise. It was sun was
Right.
already there.
Oh
People
yeah.
running PT, and I'm like, my gosh.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna have fun
It
because
tricks
I'm
me
going
every
back
year.
next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, it takes a little while to catch up on time, stuff like that when you guys get back into town. And of course,
Well,
now
yeah.
you're coming back at a good time. I mean, the weather is really nice.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Brought the nice cool temperature with me.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
And this, we're going to find out what all the rain brings to your guys' courses here, as we make the turn. But guys, I want to just kind of recap the U.S. Open. And I know, Dave, this had to kill you. Hey, and folks, listen, I can't remember if I was muted. Someone said maybe you didn't even hear the intro. I'm not sure. Oh, okay. But listen, question of the day.
You were fine. You were fine. Go ahead. What is the question of the day?
Question of the day is: have you ever wished someone to miss a putt? And I'll ask you at the end.
Answer.
I know my answer, but I'll ask you guys at the very end of this segment. I just want to get back to DeChambeau. He's quite the champion. I'll tell you what. You know what he did to me, Adam, and I'll start with you. He brought the LIV Tour to the PGA when you win. He went crazy with the fans. Fans loved every bit of it. He's all over. He's having everybody touch it. He's on the Tonight Show, walking down the aisles. Just a quick one. Everybody got to touch the trophy. The band got to touch the trophy. He said he was staying late so everybody can see the trophy and walk by it and touch it if they want to. When's the last time somebody done that, Adam?
Yeah, I think that I don't know what has changed, but he definitely seems his personality seems a lot better now after going to LIV. So I don't know what it is, but he's definitely seems a lot more personable and likable than he did before. He was really hard to like. I felt like before he was, real down and complainy and all that stuff. But now he seems like he's more open, and he's definitely more in tune with the patrons. So I think that's pretty cool. Yeah. I can't stand looking at him swing. Really, I cannot stand watching him putt. Oh my God.
It's tough. It looks like he's all stiffed up.
Oh, it does never. But it works.
And this pass this on to you, Dave. But I think the reason he's kind of feeling like that, when you got $100 million in the bank and there's no pressure on you to make anything, that can make you pretty personable. But Dave, does he bring a little bit of LIV to the PGA?
No, it's not LIV that he's bringing, because you've got to remember back in 1991. I remember I was a pup back then, but John Daly did the exact same thing. That's why he became a folk hero, because he was the people's people and did what the people did. So he's not the first one. Phil, my ex-favorite player in the whole wide world, drove through and went to the Waffle House with the trophy. And then he went back with started the I'm going to wear my Masters jacket everywhere I go, until he got slapped on the hand. And, he's like, who cares anyway? But I think he brought it to a new heights with some of the stuff he does. But this is what we need to see. I remember when the Champions Tour was at AT&T, and we would always do the show there on Saturday, and they're hanging out, and we're hanging out with them. They're more personable. Where lately, and you got Xander and a couple. Even though they're personable, but they're still robotic, and they're not. I think he showed that. Let's have some fun with this. Okay. They do it at the Open Championship. How many people we've seen drink out of the claret jug when you're on the jet back home? But I think going and
almost
doing the
every
talk
year,
show, doing the talk show circuit and then hanging out. I mean, he was there forever in a day. I saw a video at home that he came out and he didn't have his LIV clothes on. He's all hanging out. He's just very casual T-shirt, and all his friends waiting in the driveway, and it was just like one big party again. And and then he shows a true championship, because now he's going to play this weekend He
Well,
signed up for
you
this.
know what I like. You know what I liked about it. They get all his pals together and they do the big jump like the Ryder Cup. You know, I mean, they're all jumping and you know they're partying tonight. You know, Bryson had this look on his face like, I'm breaking it down. You guys are all going to be drinking. He is hanging up with the Trumps afterward, drinking out of that chalice, you know, that he won. And I tell you what, I just had so much fun watching. It was the first time in a real long time I've seen a golf course kick the PGA pros' asses. And it was who was going to be the strongest. And you know why we all picked them in our one and done? Because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take stamina, right? I mean, they were talking about this course is going to mentally break you. And
let's go there with that, because I was waiting for you to go, okay, he's mentally tough, morally straight, blah, blah. You know what? That guy is the luckiest dude ever, okay? When you only hit 4 fairways in the final round and every single ball was on the other side of that stupid grass, it wasn't on the wrong side of it, there is some luck into all that. I mean, he was missing fairways. And some of the guys, their ball was right up against that bush. They could only go left, go right, or they could hit just a wedge out in the fairway. He was fortunate enough that every time he missed the fairway, which was almost every time, that it was where he had swing and he could make contact, except for the last hole where he had to pitch out and then into the bunker. And then, you know, then he made the great shot to 4 feet. So, he was that was luck.
Well, you know, I mean, you know, he still had to make the shots. You know, when you're in that shit, you still got to hit through it. Unfortunately for Rory, I mean, he had that downhill lie on that last hole where he had to punch it. And, I mean, did you see the ball just barely get through that hunk of grass that was in front of him? But, guys, what is a little brutal to watch him number 16 blow a 3 foot. No, I think this was outside.
It was 2 feet. It wasn't even 3 feet. That was 2 feet, man. And then I'm telling you, that was in the ground. I mean, come on. That was a bad putt. He putted like, well, I'm not going to say Ratchman. He putted more like Valentino on that one. So, but see, at that point, because I know what your question is, right? And I've got Ty, who's Rory McIlroy to head to toe, because, you know, we had introduced him to him, and that's his favorite. We're watching this on YouTube on the way to the missions, and I'm trying to be as quiet as possible because, you know what? That put us into the Mac Daddy seat all the time. I'm like, I think C. Chapeau's going to win. So I'm so sorry he missed that 1.5.
Well, you know, when I was watching it, okay, so we all picked Bryson. All right, when I was watching it, and I tell you what, I watched that last putt, and that last putt he made, he didn't even putt that. He's like stopped on his putt. It just looked like a really odd, it wasn't his putting stroke. It's like you almost tried to push it and guide it.
Well, we call that the choke stroke, Ratchman, at our level.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's like Scott Hoke at the Masters. But wouldn't you agree, Adam? Your philosophy, PGA professional. I've got a small putt downhill to win the U.S. Open. Do you do it like Rory, trying to guide it the hole, or you say, look, I'm going to have that sucker go at least 3 feet by. I'm giving it a chance to go in the hole.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you don't care about getting second. So it's not like you're not trying to lay it up. You know, but the weird part is he's been there so many times. So it's hard to imagine the fact that he choked it, or that he was totally worked up about it. I mean, he's been there lots of times trying to win these tournaments.
Right.
So
I know why he missed it.
I got why
he missed it. Because he said he's making up with his wife. See, that was the deal. When he said to Force, he was freewheeling it, and all of a sudden he said, I'm making up with my wife. That thought went through on 18, and he put the joke on. He's having in the back of his mind the Lucas Glover thing. You're not making enough money, honey. And so,
okay. So let me ask you this. I mean, if Rory does he? You know, this is a tough one. You know, first of all, just watching it was tough. Second of all, does he get over this quick? I know he's got game. and stuff like this, but I think this was one of his bigger opportunities to win another major. He's not getting any younger, and I don't know if he comes out of this very well.
I don't know. I think there's two ways to look at it. It's like, do you dwell on the fact that you didn't win, or do you only concentrate on the fact that you almost won? Think about all the good things that happened during the week, right? I mean, I think that these guys are all trained
reasons why to think positive. That's the way I look at it. That's all they think about.
Okay, so I think he was more devastated. All I had to do was watch. They had that split screen there, watching Bryson trying to make that 4-foot putt, and then it showed McIlroy. Beside pooping in his pants is what it looked like he did. He just walked out of there. He looked awful.
Yeah.
He just looked real bad about everything. And I wasn't, I will say at this time, here's the question of the day, and I'd like to hear everybody chime in on that who's ever can. Did you wish, because you had Bryson, we all had Bryson, did you wish that, God, I hope you don't make that putt? I'll start with you.
So I don't do that when I'm playing with somebody. I mean, there's definitely times when I'm looking at their putt and I was like, I don't think they're going to make it, right? But I wouldn't wish it on them. But definitely on TV, especially if I've got money on somebody else, yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you, because my son's the Rory fan. I was hoping that Bryson missed the 4-foot putt and they tied. That way I could skip work 8 more holes the next day. That was my thing, because then at that point, I already knew Rory was devastated and Bryson was on a high, that the 18 holes probably would have went in Bryson's favor anyway, but it would have gave us, the viewers, 18 more holes of golf. So that's the way I looked at it, man. I just wanted more golf, because if it's not Caitlin, I'm watching PGA Tour. You know what I'm saying?
I played golf when there was a $10 bill on the line for a 3-foot putt. Now, I did wish they would make you miss it, but I did throw out a couple like, wow, that's a pretty long putt. Yeesh.
Oh, yeah. You try to put it in your own head.
Yeah. Think about
aren't you the guy, Rashman, that has the ball marker that you mark on somebody else's ball that says don't 3-putt? Aren't you?
Well, I pulled that off on Saturday too. We were all having a couple of cocktails at Riley's, and I pulled off a couple putts, and there were guys standing behind me, right? It's Lee and Russ, and they're going, and it's like only a 3 or 4 footer. God, that thing's going downhill. The way I seen it looked like a break to the right. I put the ball in. I goes, God dang it! With all the chatter that goes on, that was a good putt. I made it, But you get a bunch of this. I didn't wish it on anybody. I was kind of like where Dave was, so it goes into OT. I'm okay. I didn't know that they'll do it again on Monday, but I would have watched it Monday no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
So I guess we really didn't come out and say what we really think if I wish somebody would miss a putt. Because I don't think
all three of us and about 30 other guys got 4.3 million points on that one. So
yeah, so it didn't break my heart that he missed it. I got no, other than that, I moved up quite a bit of notches. And so that kind of helped me out. Hey, guys, we got to take a real quick break. And folks, when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit about Valor Creek. With all this rain that's falling, I can't imagine what the conditions are. First of all, they're right before the rain. So things must be looking pretty good over there. We'll find out from Adam when we come back. Hey, this, the whole deal. If you didn't grab a cold one, do what Davis do. Go grab one. We'll be right back after the break.
Body cow.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the hill country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scotch Reiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the hill country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at Landa Park Golf Course.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Back everybody to Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman here. We got a sponsored guest, Adam Grosh and Dave Roberts. Hey, listen, I got to get a couple of shout outs here. Ryan Hill, I think his brother is kicking our butt. Tyler Hill is really doing a job on us right now. And it looks like we've got only elevated, I can't remember how many elevated events we have left. I think there's only a handful, maybe not even a handful of them left, where we can make some big cash. So well, everybody's running out of players, man. So we're waiting for the live guys to come on in and help us out a little bit. It's going to be pretty interesting. Hey, Joe Valentino's watching us. Hey, fellas, we got Karen Steele Allstead. Hey, Karen, happy Father's Day, guys. That was pretty cool. Am I watching the right one here? What the hell?
Yeah, you are. And your brother Jerry telling us we're a tough crowd. Look, we call it how you see it. We might not tell you what you want to hear. We tell you what you got to hear, okay? Right here.
Well, anyway, hey, listen, you got to give me some shout outs, Dave. Who's all watching?
Let's see. We got, of course, Lee Schwab. He's checking us out. He's from here in San Antonio. And now Tim and Amanda Worley is watching. And, of course, Jay Ratchman, Jury, he's also watching. And my phone just went blank. More bars in more places, but not right here. So.
Hey, Adam, listen, man, with all this rain and stuff, and folks, listen, if you're coming new into town, and if you're watching this during the week, let's see, if you're watching this during the week, and you're new in town, and even if you're not new in town, man, I can't think of a better place to go out and at least test run Valor Creek. 4.5 stars from the TripAdvisor, 4.5 stars from Yelp, and it just keeps going on. And people who come out and play can't say enough nice things. And what really comes up a lot? Friendly staff. And again, I'm familiar with all you guys. They do stuff to me that they wouldn't do probably to the other customer out there.
But that kick you out of the pro shop?
Well, that's why I go there, because They
Did you
know
not
who they
notice the
can.
new sign that they put up for you? It says "No loitering, Ratchman." It's right there at the edge of the pro shop, and it points towards the bathroom.
Well, you get a lot of, and I read quite a few of them today about your staff, and you guys really encourage to have a lot of fun out there. And I think that's what keeps bringing people back. So how's everything playing out now with all this rain and stuff like that? Really help out.
So we've been doing record numbers of rounds. I mean, every month, really. I think January was down just from the weather, but my gosh, we did 5,000 rounds in May. I mean, we've never even considered that kind of stuff. It's nuts, man. And obviously I've been gone for the last 10 days, but before I left, we had all the ponds full. We had the water going over the spillway. You got a little nice waterfall, now behind 9 Green with it's going over the spillway. And it's just gorgeous. It's such a great feeling when all the water's full. It looks so good. It's definitely a little more intimidating out there for sure, but it's good. Fairways are perfect. We were cart path only all winter, but we lifted that last month. So we were, you're not having to walk everything now. Of course, you're getting a little more wear and tear on the fairways from carts now, but it's kind of the nature of the beast. So things are good, man. We are cranking it out.
Well, with that decision about the cart path only, with the carts, and you did walking all the way up until April. Do you think that helped the fairways in their growth? Because year after year taking the beating, the carts are rolling, and now you've got it where they're over there. Do you think it made it more healthier for the grass during that season, the beginning of the season?
Yeah. So, I mean, the fairways were the best I've ever seen. But honestly, the biggest difference it makes is the rough, right? So you don't oversee the rough. And you can't get to the fairway unless you drive through the rough. And of course, everybody's like sheep and they drive through the same spots and just demolish areas of the rough, right? So that was a huge difference, right? So we came into the spring and into the early summer with rough that could actually begin to grow when the weather or the temperatures hit the right area. So the rough is way better than it ever has been. The fairways were pure all winter. And in the wintertime, it's not a hard walk out here, especially from the cart path. Everything's pretty flat. There's a couple holes that may be a little tough and add some time, but for the most part, it didn't really add a lot of time. And the first month, everyone was like, complaining and stuff. And then they started seeing the change of how pure the fairways were. And then everybody started getting on board. And when I was like, all right, we're going back to letting carts out, I mean, 60% of the people that not just live out here, but play a lot out here were like, oh, you shouldn't go back to letting people on the fairways and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, it's going to be 100 degrees. You're going to really want to drive your cart out there so you don't pass out. So,
yeah,
we'll go through the summer, hopefully. And if we can actually get enough rain, maybe we can get out of the stage 4 drought restrictions, which we are still in up here, but if we can get off that, then everything will be back to normal, and hopefully over the wintertime we can stay on the fairways. But we'll see. It didn't hurt the number of rounds we did over the wintertime, and it definitely helped the conditions. So, and I've talked to.
I got to follow up on that.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right quick, I got to follow up on that because predominantly most of the golfers hit left or right. Especially like Ratchman. We'll go with him because he doesn't have a draw. But if you take a look, I'm thinking in my mind that all your cart paths are on the left side of your golf course.
All of them except for 18.
Yeah, except for 18.
All of them except for 18, yep.
So it feels like I'm walking all the time.
Oh, yeah. yeah.
But to have your customers not really get too bent out of shape as time went, predominantly they're all hitting it more or less right anyway. Yeah. That's hats off to you guys for managing that situation, and that's cool.
Yeah, I would definitely say your average golfer was doing a lot more walking than I do. Even though maybe not, because I walked the golf course all winter, but obviously I play right to left everything. So too, my ball is pretty close to the fairway, whether I like it or not. And a lot of times hitting the darn fairway or the cart path. But
well, you know,
yeah,
it was.
I mean, go ahead.
I was just going to say it was really fun. When I've seen you walking, he's got this electronic cart that, you know, he's into this little pace he's got going, and he goes, the damn cart can't stay on the fairway. He's guiding this cart. I go, I got to get me one of these damn things.
Do you have the walk behind, Adam, or you got the one that goes in front of you?
Well, it does both, so I can remote it or it'll follow me.
Because we were at the PGA show and we saw that one from Club Car or Easy. I think it's Easy Go. And what it is, you put a little thing on the back, right in your center of your back on your belt buckle, and whatever way you turn, the cart will then invertedly turn that way with you. You just got to be careful going over bridges. But it's a walk behind, and it has a place for a cooler and 2 cups, and it lays your bag. You remember the old Harleys, the golf carts, where the bag lays down like that? Well, the bag would lay there, and you just hit this little button when you're ready to go putt, and you don't want the thing to go, and you pull your club and you go. But then also
that's the only hard thing is I couldn't carry a cooler, so I had to drink warm beers most of the time.
Well, so what he does, he's got this thing that does open its beer for him now, pours it for him. He's got quite the setup. He's got
there. Pour my own beer installed on his golf cart. I like
it. Hey man, how's your stay and play going? How's your stay and play going out there?
So stay and play is good. During the winter time and early spring when we were cart path only, that deterred some of the players. You know, it's a lot of the guys that come to the stay and play are older guys, and of course they're coming here for a lot of golf, so it kind of deterred some of those groups. But now that we're off the path, I mean, it's blowing and going. You know, every weekend there's groups, sometimes multiple groups, of course, too. And I think we're pretty booked. Oh, heck, through the midsummer at least. You know, and there's usually a little lull when it's really, really hot. And then it gets cranked again until, usually about Thanksgiving, and then it kind of slows back down. But stay and play is strong. Tournament, man, the tournament schedule out here is nuts. I mean, I don't think I've got a Saturday open until mid-January. And Sundays are about the same, too.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
You're one of the big supporters of the South Texas PGA Junior Golf Program.
Yeah, we got one.
Monday,
big one coming up.
You have the Prestige. Yep, you got the Prestige Tour.
Yeah. Nice little 2-day junior tournament.
You know, I was looking at your foursomes, trying to get in for your foursome scramble. Couldn't get in this month, and
dude,
now
that thing filled up so quick.
Do what?
That thing filled up so quick for next month. It was like
it was unbelievable. I looked in July. I think it was July 13th or something. Yeah. And so we can't do it this. I looked under, it goes 0. I said, well, maybe they didn't start it yet.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was.
Hey, tell them a little bit about this, because this is the best deal. And I played a lot of golf in Texas. This is the best deal you're going to get on a premier golf course. Just tell them real quick before we take a break.
Yeah, so we do the 4-man and the 2-man. The 4-man is usually the second Saturday of each month, and then the 2-man is the last Sunday of every month. They're $75. Gets you golf, range balls, golf cart, of course. We do lunch, we do prizes, we do drink tickets, and it's a smoking deal. And of course, they fill up so fast. The 4-man especially fills up ridiculously fast. The 2-man, I think that we've got in a week and a half from now. I think today I had 106 or 108 already signed up out of 132. So we're close to full on that already too. And the 2-man, 2-man's a little more legit. You got to have a handicap, and and I double check everybody's handicap, so you can't try to fudge anything on us. And of course, you're playing another 2, so you can't fudge really anything anyway. So. The 4-man is the Peoria handicapping system. There's absolutely no way you can cheat it. No way you can cheat it. And I think that's really what brings a lot of people back to the 4-man. It's like you're not going out there and getting beat by some fool shooting 54 or 48 or something.
Right.
So, and that's just a lot of fun. That one's a lot of fun. You don't have to have a handicap. You don't necessarily need to bring great players, because sometimes bogeys help you. So, it's just a great little tournament.
Well, and again, it goes back to you guys really encourage a lot of fun out there. Hey, folks, listen, we got a special that we're going to do right after this break, because we want to talk a little bit about Rocking J, and then, we want to get into what Dave has been doing, taking our show on the road a little bit and kind of expanding what we do. So, folks, if you haven't grabbed yourself a cold one, go get one now. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back after the break.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.
Favorites to retell. And you love surprising us with new ones. Our family treasures these moments with you and your sugar white sand.
Everybody to Golf After Hours. Hope you got yourself a cold one. Hey, listen, folks, we were talking about Valor Creek and what a great track it is. And if you haven't played it, you got to put it on your list. Nobody has walked away there disappointed, and they got a staff that's outstanding. But if you want to live there, I mean, it's an amazing place to live. And maybe you can tell them a little bit about Rocking J Ranch. The combination is pretty premier.
Definitely, yeah. So Rockin' J is total of about 1,100 acres. Just under that, I think it's like 1,097 or something like that. There's a total of 1,800 lots, from beginning to end. And I want to say we have maybe, 150 lots left is all.
Wow.
That we have in inventory. There's some that you see online and, from secondary sellers, somebody that already bought and moving it out of their inventory, if you will. And of course, you get houses. There's houses on the market. The houses have been moving quick too lately. Like I've known a few people that have put the house on and sold within 2 or 3 days. So the market out here is pretty good. So Rockin' J, when I moved out here, I built the second house on property 18 years ago. And what drew me here is central water and central sewer, which you just don't find in the hill country. Everywhere else in the hill country, you're drilling your own well, you're putting in a septic system and all that kind of stuff. So to me, that was the big draw for out here, let alone the golf course. But yeah, it's a great place. We're 45 minutes from anything and everything. It's 30 minutes really to the north side of San Antonio. It's 55 minutes to the Austin airport, 40 minutes to the San Antonio airport, 45 minutes to New Braunfels, 45 minutes to Fredericksburg, 45 minutes to San Marcos. So we're just really, really centrally located. You do definitely do a little more driving than if you live in the city, but it's peaceful.
Well, that's funny that you say it's 45 minutes to New Braunfels, but you forgot to mention it is 15 minutes and 2 deers away from Ratchman's house on 306. Or,
Good point.
That's right.
I mean, you are out there, and I think
I did 3 one time.
Yeah, I remember the time he came in and it's like dinged, and it's like, sorry, man, I had to run in with a deer. But I think that's one of the cool things about the property. Of course, you got a world-class golf course. First of all, your staff, wonderful, top to bottom. Everybody's nice. But I think also what adds to it is, in the business, we talk about the customer experience and being out in the hill country, being away from all that. There's not many sirens going off in your backswing. You see the deer coming through. I just think out there, it's still a little piece of real hill country. Not, you don't have a target at the entrance. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I think that is a great selling point, but it's also a great experience for customers to not only whether you play golf out there, but now live out there.
Yeah. It's funny. I was talking to somebody today at Driftwood Golf Club or Country Club, whatever they call it. And they said they played out here over the wintertime. They're like, man, it's so crazy. Like, you get out there and it's like you're in a nature reserve. It's like there's so many animals just all over, especially in the wintertime, right? Because all the deer are out there eating the ryegrass. And so he was blown away at how many animals were out on the golf course. And it's true. I mean, you got a lot of fox out here you see on the golf course, tons and tons of deer, of course, whitetail and axis for that matter. But it's peaceful. It's
a great place. And it hasn't grown out to your area yet. It's still a slow growth out there, but you are getting more things out there.
Yeah, it's getting here. You got Johnson Ranch down there. It's huge. You got another big one going in on 306 near 281. There's going to be a whole bunch of houses, and it's going to be more tract type style houses. But it's going to boom the population. And of course, HEB is about to start building a new store right there at 306 and 281. So that's going to
oh my god, really?
Too. Yeah. So it's just going to come up here. We're going to be the next Bulverde.
Yeah, folks. Hey, listen.
Before on this, you just pick up the phone, dial 830-833-0706. Okay.
That's right.
Now, if you want to buy, you can call 830-833-2266. And listen, if you're really looking, you only got a few lives left, folks. It's really a great place to go live. They're giving away 2 free rounds of golf just for taking the tour. You go out, take the tour. Now you got to get this coupon from the Texas Golf Insider. You can either pick it up in their magazine or you can pick it up on the website, texasgolfinsider.com. You can download the coupon, but it's 2 rounds of golf you can play anytime you want. Holidays, doesn't make any difference what you want. Go take the tour. I don't think you'll be disappointed. Ryan Brubaker is real estate manager out there, man. He's got a great job out there. I've seen where you guys came 18 years ago. It's fun watching where you guys have come from back then until now. So it's a great community. Everybody seems to be really enjoying it out there.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I tell you, so I think the biggest advantage to owning a lot out here is that's the only way you can be a member of the golf course is to own Land Insider. So
and you guys still do financing out there, in-house finance.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Owner finance the lots. And, if you put, I can't remember what the percentage is, but if you put half down or something like that, it's 0% financing on the other half. Where the hell are you going to get 0% on anything?
You just don't get it anymore. And it goes back to Colonel Roper. He was the old handshake kind of guy. You'd have to put anything down on paper, shake my hand, and we're good enough. Boy, and I'll tell you what, people really still, I think, do that. If you shake your hand and say you're going to do something and you don't, that's bad juju, man. Bad juju.
Yeah.
Folks, check them out and get those 2 free rounds of golf. Take that trip. Hey, I got to get out to Dave. Dave has been taking our show on the road. Adam, as you well know, we always keep you posted as to where he's always at. And Dave, we got solid numbers, 100,000 plus. We had a killer month, 1 month out of the year, which is like blew me out of the water. But now we're kind of back to norm again. So I don't know what all happened there, but we're getting these flows of people and they're picking up on their golf down here. But you're taking it on the road, man. What are you hearing on the road? When you say you're doing a podcast for everybody in Texas, where to go, where to travel, and stuff like that?
Well, I get good feedback because, we are global now. We do have a audience in Germany as well. I know my brother and I know the guys at Ramstein Air Force Base watches this show. Actually, I did this show from Ramstein Air Force Base last October. And then, of course, Ab and I did it from the Ryder Cup, in Italy. So I think
that was cool, by the way. That was very cool.
Mm-hmm. There's a lot of good things ahead. I travel around the world on the Grow Golf Around the World tour. We're building the ecosystem from the juniors to up into the high school kids to the airmen's and young adults, all the way up to veterans and retirees. When I talk, and I always bring a couple of magazines and I'm showing them what's going on and stuff like this, we always end up picking up, some viewers. People love it when I do it right there at the golf course. You get a crowd because they've never seen anything like that. I bring my little portable light and stuff like that. And I think that it's vitally important, and Adam would agree. We got our second chance, our best program, and I hate to say it was COVID, but we now have a second chance. And I think whatever we can do to retain, our golfers, days are gone that, and it's with Adam, like signing up online, we have to get with what's going on in the 21st century. No more, posters on the wall and stuff like this. So my job, right, which I gladly do to give back, because I was that young soldier, played golf and, had a couple of brewskis and made it on the way home with a $2 bill in my sock so I could at least take the taxi home. But it's time to give back and to see where our golf courses went. Ted was on the show about a month and a half ago, and he said, and it's still hold true today. I went and checked it out before I came tonight on the show, that we still have more golf courses open in the United States than there are McDonald's. And that's really, really hard to believe, but they've got the facts. And so again, it's what I do is, and I reference Adam on his level because, Edwin and Gaston and Get Well Soon Gaston and everybody, y'all at Valor Creek are a small part of what I'm doing globally is you're shaking hands and kissing babies. I've gone to Valor Creek, just like I go to some of my golf courses and get that feeling of the family. It's not the cigar smoking, cardigan wearing old fogey who doesn't want anybody on the golf course anymore. We're seeing all types of demographics. But the key thing is, in this high-touch world, we need to get them off the screens and we need to get them on the greens. And that's one of my promotions that I do out there is getting them to come out, play on the golf course. But it's by the shaking hands, kissing babies, being real. Unless Adam's going 100 miles in the office, he comes out, he talks to us. He's driving that cart that's faster than hell. He's saying hi to people. This is what customers want in that experience. So what I do with like Adam, I just take mine more on globally because the stressors of life with, all of our airmen and our soldiers who are protecting our freedoms around the world. I'm fortunate this time I get to go around the world without a weapon. Okay. It's a set of golf clubs, there's a little difference there, But like where I was up in the Dakotas, that is the second part of the triad. There's some things there that, go boo in the night. And it's fun to see that part, but it's fun also to talk to the airmen and get their takes on it and how now we've got younger airmen and soldiers and wives and kids, getting involved in our game and liking it. Because we're promoting maybe 9 holes or a wine and wedges or something to that effect. And, I think that taking the show globally shows the magnitude of 18 years of being on the air with you, what we actually, because, we don't know what we have until.
I think we do either. All I know is we get people to come on. We have some really good sponsors in what we do. And we're the fun. We really know how to have a good time with it.
I was at Edwards Air Force Base in California, which is in the middle of the Mojave Desert. Okay. And I had a young colonel come up to me and said, "Is it true what I heard on your show?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about? You've been with Mike Ratchman more than 3 marriages?"
Hey, true story. Okay, so I got to ask you this. Okay,
Reno, baby.
Yeah, and probably 4 coming up, no doubt.
Hey, are you saying I'm in search for my next ex-wife?
Yeah, and I'll watch the whole thing.
I'll be good to go.
I'll watch everything. So I'll ask you, Adam. Hey, so where does this go? You're talking to Dave on the global basis. You're locally, and when you talk about Texas, you got friends all over the country. Is it like this everywhere that they talk about it? Is it just packed?
It is, yeah. I mean, even my little hometown course, that the city has not grown, and hard to call it a city, but the town has not grown as far as population. Yeah, but the game of golf has grown. The number of rounds are going up, and it's great everywhere. It really is. I think a lot of it is, one, the work that everybody's been putting into growing the game, but it's also just so many people are working remotely now. And so there's just more free time,
opportunity.
Yeah. Just more time, like more daytime that people can not be stuck inside.
Well, it's like me. I've been working out of my house for 26 years. So if I want to go do something in the afternoon, I can get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, get all my stuff out of the way. I'm off at noon. And, I've already put in more than a half a day. And, you can work it around. And I see even people in many of the places that I've been to, you'll see them in their car doing some work before their tea time.
Oh, yeah.
Which is kind of crazy. So you probably got something there, since more people are still remote, even though a lot of people are trying to get their employees back.
Yeah,
I think they're a little bit more productive out of the house. I know there's some people who can't do it. But I'm one of the guys, I can stay focused, until happy hour. And
this because what I do, I've got to know numbers, right? And I thank Ted Delthario, Mr. PGA over there at the National Golf Foundation, for always supplying me with what I need. But did you know that last year, over 48 million people, some way, shape, or form, had a golf club in their hand? Okay.
Amazing.
Up from 43 million to 48 million, and this is on and off course, and we're now converting top golfers over onto the course. But think about this. Yeah. As of last month, and we're just getting into our season as we know it, right? The spring, and now it's into the summer. We're already 4.5% higher than on track from the numbers last year globally up. And then, like for the Air Force, we're maintaining that same 5% increase in our rounds. So I agree with Adam wholeheartedly. We now have things for those who like to telework. When I was back in the field, as I call it now, and when I used to have a golf course, instead of being the golf father, I like to have my twilight right around noon or 1 o'clock, because exactly what you just said. If a guy goes out and he's knowing that he's going to go play golf that day, he's going to skip work to play golf, and he's going to work all morning long and rather leave right around 12 or 1 and go play golf and be home for mom, and then everybody's happy. He got his fix. And then the other one. We're a leisure game. Why would I want to have a twilight at 4 or 5 o'clock in the evening, and then that guy's trying to race around, and then he's got to call, because in my business and in Adam's business, having another beer is the equivalent of going shopping with your wife, right? It's just not a 5 minute thing.
Not us. I did. Not us.
Force me. Oh, too late. Anyway.
Look at Dave. He's on number 3.
Can't see me now. Anyway, but
hey, listen,
but a guy would like to go and do all his work, get it all done, knowing that he's going to be on the golf course about 12:30, 1 o'clock, possibly at 2, and then he's home in time for supper and the family, and he meets both needs.
You know, and I'm a big believer that Topgolf has turned a lot of people that were just doing it for entertainment and now are on the golf course. And by the way, good news here, Topgolf is opening one up in New Braunfels.
Right down the street. Right down.
Yeah, right down the street, man. I mean, it's going to be pretty cool to have that in your backyard almost.
No kidding.
Yeah, but you know, Ratchman, the traffic going to your house right now, and because of Buc-ee's and HEB, that's one thing. Can you imagine what happens when that puppy gets in on a 3?
Fortunately, it's on the other side.
I know it's on my side. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's on your side of the street. Hey, guys, we got to take a real quick break to pay some bills here, and we'll come back. We got a little one and done that we're going to catch up on. And then we're gonna get out of here. Well, and I got a Tiger Woods question too, so I want to ask you guys. Don't go away, folks. Go grab a cold one. You still got time. Golf After Hours. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the Scott Schreiner Golf Course in the heart of Kerrville, where the beauty of the hill country meets the thrill of the game. Experience golf like never before on a meticulously designed 18-hole course, a golfer's paradise surrounded by nature's splendor. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just getting into the swing of things, our course caters to all skill levels, guaranteeing you have a top-notch golf experience. Discover Scott Schreiner Golf Course, where passion meets play in the heart of the hill country. Book your tee time today and let the adventure begin.
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Are you ready to treat you and your friends to a great golfing experience? If so, it's time to tee it up at the Club at Star Ranch. Located in Hutto, just 30 minutes from Austin, the Club at Star Ranch offers manicured fairways, pure putting greens, and multiple tee options for all skill levels to enjoy. Home of the 4-hour round, the Club at Star Ranch is rated 4.6 stars and strives for course consistency so you and your friends can enjoy that golf experience you deserve. The Club at Star Ranch, where your next round awaits.
Welcome back, everybody. Golf After Hours. Mike Ratchman here, Adam Groves, Dave Roberts. I want to Shout out to brother Jerry Ratchman's watching from Wisconsin. Joe Valentino, got him in. Tom Scheich, a good old buddy from Chumley from school. He says he likes the man with the funny hat, Dave. He must like you. And then we got Robert Guajardo. I said Tiger Woods. I said Tiger Woods, and he jumped right in. Okay, guys, real quick. Tiger Woods gets an exemption from all the top tournaments from here on out. All the signatures and all the every one of the majors. He's the only one I think that's ever happened to. I could be wrong, but I'll start with you, Adam. You like that idea? He's now the ambassador. He gets a free ride for everything.
I mean, he's great for the game. He's great for viewership. So that makes a lot of sense for, those are TV dollars, so he's paying for a lot of the money that's going to get paid back out, just from his viewership that's going to follow him. Is his game holding up? It doesn't seem like it, but, maybe the more he plays, maybe he'll start recovering back and start playing great again. But no matter what, he's always going to be good for the game. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he goes out there and shoots 80. People still want to watch him. Yeah, he's a legend. He's a legend. Davey, how about you? I know sometimes you have a different feel for that.
Well, first of all, Adam, he shot 72-73, and at Pinehurst, that's not too bad, he doesn't have salty balls like Bryson DeChambeau, you know what I'm saying? Because y'all heard the story about the Epsom salt. But, I mean, come on. But, I would agree with the policy board. There would only be 2 players, well, 3 actually, in the history that I would ever have thought about something like that. First of all, been Sam Snead, right? And then Jack Nicklaus, of course. But I think Tiger, as I mentioned about 4 or 5 years ago when he had all the injuries, he's a ceremonial golfer. He'll do the one and done. But, Adam, you hit it. He's like, and I'll go back to Caitlin Clark. The eyes will be on him. They want to see what Tiger wants to do, because these guys have grown up generationally with Tiger Woods beating everybody up. It was good to see him hit some good shots, and there was a couple of shots he missed. I actually cringed myself, and I'm not the biggest Tiger Woods fan, but like Bryson DeChambeau, his demeanor has changed over the last 3 years, and I think that is a positive for the future of golf.
Agreed.
Well, I tell you what, I agree with both of you guys. I want to see him every week, and if he can pull off every week, that'd be great. And especially with
he got one more left, and it's the Open, baby. Then,
there's still a couple signature tournaments that are out there. I think there's 2 more, and then you got the
conference. Said if he qualified for the FedEx Cup, he wouldn't play. He's gonna retool and try it again next year. He's limited on what he's going to do, but he will be back at the Open Championship.
Yeah, well, hey, I want to give a shout out to the one and done crew, because we got a couple. It's TaylorMade, Wayne Wagner, Wisconsin Cheesehead, Jerry Ratchman, 2 cheeseheads in the top 4. We pay out first, second, third, and fourth, right?
Well, we do. But, when you're up north and you're not playing golf all, you got all the time in the world to do research. So it makes sense.
Well, I read a disclaimer by the commissioner, said that first, second, third, and fourth, and there was an asterisk that says you had to be living in the state of Texas to participate. So I don't think that's going to work out.
Well, Grant G is in 4th place. I tell you what, he's all dressed up in Kobe Stevens gear up there. Kobe dressed him up. He said, man, you're pretty plain. He said, I don't know nothing about playing in my company. He said, I need to dress up your brother. And he sent them some shirts. And he sent me a real good picture on Father's Day. He's wearing his Miami Vice shirt. And folks, listen, if you're thinking about getting anything, KobeStevens.com, check it out. They got all sorts of stuff they're getting rid of. That are on sale, and all new stuff that's coming on in. And folks, don't forget, if you're thinking about playing Baller Creek, don't forget you can play it free. Take the Rocking J, especially if you're looking for a place. Take the Rocking J tour, and you get 2 free rounds of golf. But you can't get it until you pick up the Texas Golf Insider, or you got to go to the website to pick it up. That's about it for us, Adam. I want to thank you for always coming on the show. We were hoping to do a Whiskey Wednesday, but it looks like the boys will be back in July. And we missed them, but we didn't stop.
Great.
You know, and Davey, I want to always thank you for taking everything on the road. And folks, I want to thank everybody every week for always sharing and moving on and doing the things that it takes for us to be a successful podcast. Thank all of our sponsors. And as long as you guys continue to watch and chime in, Dave and I'll be here every week. So until then, rain or shine,
book your tea time, everybody.
Have a great weekend, everybody. Cheers.
Cheers.
I hope it's going to be as fun as mine.
South Dakota next week. Is it cool in South Dakota?
Landa Park Golf Course offers an exceptional golf experience to players of every level. This newly redesigned 18-hole public course, nestled along the Comal River, combines a challenging layout with spectacular Texas Hill Country views. Located in the heart of historic New Braunfels, Landa Park Golf Course is convenient to players from Dallas to San Antonio and everywhere in between. Escape the routine. Call the Pro Shop to book your tee time today or visit us online at landaparkgolfcourse.com.
Just minutes north of San Antonio on Highway 281, you will find Valor Creek Golf Club in Blanco, Texas. Valor Creek is now offering stay-and-play packages starting at $150 per person per night. Relax in the beautifully furnished Tuscany Heights condominium and walk out your front door and play one of the Hill Country's premier semi-private golf courses. So break away from the city and make Valor Creek the perfect getaway for a peaceful weekend or family outing. Call us now at 830-833-0706 or go to www.vcgc.golf. That's vcgc.golf.
Step into this clubhouse and you're stepping into history. Walk this fairway and imagine you're in the gallery of one of the first PGA Tour events, or cross this bridge and know that Nelson, Hogan, Palmer, and Crenshaw each crossed it first. Because this is Brackenridge Park, the oldest 18-hole public golf course in Texas, site of the first Texas Open and home to the Texas Golf Hall of Fame. Set your tee time today and step into history at Brackenridge Park.